What's up, fight fans? Main man, made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up to the fam? What up to everyone in Main Man, made man's boxing form? Hey, look, man. So the thing is this. I see that Gervonta Davis on social media is replying back to some tweets about him being afraid of Devin Haney. And in this particular tweet, he's speaking about when he sparred Sean Porter for his fight with Terrence Crawford. And he was saying pretty much that he held his own. And he's basically asking the question of if he went in there and sparred Sean Porter, who was over 147 at the time, why would he be afraid of Devin Haney and the nose or something to that effect? And I'm going to just say this, man. First and foremost, man, I like this kind of talk from Gervonta Davis. This proves exactly what I've been saying about Tank. People out here making him look like a straight chump, making him look like a sucker, talking about he can't go to 140 pounds. That's just ridiculousness, fight fans. A bunch of cheerleaders without pom-poms, if you ask me. Gervonta Davis is telling you out of his own mouth he's beat guys that weighed more, or beat on guys that's weighed more than 140 pounds. I remember when the sparring footage came out with him and Ivan Redkach. And I remember he was giving Ivan Redkach the business in sparring. That's another guy that's over 135, over 140 pounds at the time. Gervonta Davis has also knocked out Mario Barrios at 140. So at the end of the day, man, the way I look at it is Gervonta Davis for sure can go to 140 pounds if he chooses to. I remember even watching the old sparring footage between him and Devin Haney, and to be honest with you, Gervonta Davis looked bigger than Devin Haney back then. I look at it like this, man. It's on Tank. If the best fights are at 140 pounds, I think that Gervonta should go after them. I don't think that Gervonta needs to be afraid of 140 whatsoever when he's already shown to take knockout power to that division. I think a lot of people out here just making excuses and holding nuts. Simple and Simon, fight fans. And the thing is that the streets love to hear Gervonta Davis talk like this, because this is the Gervonta Davis that people believe in. The one that's fearless, the one that's the competitor, not the one that's ducking and dodging and cherry picking and stupid stuff like that. You feel me? So I actually appreciate this tweet from Gervonta Davis and letting it be known to the world that, hey, man, I'm down to go to 140 pounds. And I've also never heard Tank Davis say that he would not go to 140. Never heard those words come out of his mouth. So this is really, really good stuff right here, champ. Real spill. Now, I also see that there's news out that the organizers in the Middle East are down to put on a fight or put up the money for a fight between Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. This must be where Devin Haney a few weeks ago was saying that he had $20 million guaranteed for Gervonta Davis and that he should take the fight. Maybe this is where it was coming from. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, people are wondering, like, if the money is there, why doesn't Gervonta Davis go after that fight? Don't get it twisted, man. I think that he should definitely go after Devin Haney. I don't think that Gervonta Davis has anything to fear when it comes to Devin Haney. Devin Haney is not a power puncher. He doesn't have no knockout risks or anything like that to worry about. I think it's a very winnable fight for Gervonta Davis, to be honest with you. And I would love to see him go up there and get it out the way, especially for that big bag of money for himself. It would be great. But that's sometimes not how boxing works, fight fans. I mean, one of the main things that we cannot forget about is the fact that Devin Haney is over there with DAZN. The Saudis, they like to do a lot of business with DAZN as well. And we know that Gervonta Davis is with Premier Boxing Champions, who just linked up with Amazon Prime, and they're scheduled to roll out their fights in March. So you got to ask yourself, man, like, you know, does Amazon Prime want to give up the prime asset of Premier Boxing Champions to a foreign network, even if it's for a big bag of money? I know people may say, well, they did it between Ryan and Gervonta, but that was also between Showtime and DAZN. And, you know, it wasn't like the Showtime deal was just starting like the Amazon one is. And also, it was a known seller between Ryan and Gervonta Davis. This is why you got the supposed $1.2 million pay-per-view buys. So I don't think that the Devin Haney fight holds that kind of luster. So, you know, I know, but clearly, if you got organizers already putting the money up and you don't have to worry about taking a loss, that's a very interesting concept. But you still got to ask yourself, does this line up with PBC? That's what it all means. That's what it all comes down to, fight fans. Loyalty, I guess, to a certain degree. It's like, yo, man, You know that you and your side are working on some big things and trying to come up with all of these big things. You can't let outside entities come and disrupt what you got going on. The cool thing about the organizers in the Middle East is that they say that they reached out to Al Heyman. So it looks as if that they have a line of communication to Al Heyman, which I would say is a very, very good start. Now, we know that the Haneys, unfortunately, through the years have spoken about Gervonta Davis, but they've never talked to Al Heyman and sat down with him in seriousness and tried to seriously make a fight. And so if the organizers in the Middle East have that line of communication to Al Heyman and they can set this up, hopefully it lines up with PBC and their business model and the things that they want to do. And if it does, hopefully we get a fight. But if it doesn't, and if it doesn't line up with their model, I understand that as well. The thing is about Premier Boxing Champions, man, they've been on their own island for a while, fight fans. And they know that they got the best and biggest name fighters in the game. And so they, choose to kind of stay on their own island. And if you don't normally do things the way that they want to do things, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I remember when Bud Crawford came and stated that he had financial backers for the fight with Earl Spence Jr. However, Premier Boxing Champions didn't really want to hear any of it. And that's just how it goes. I mean, think about it. Terrence Crawford found a thing for Jaron Ennis. Even though Jaron Ennis is not PBC's, but Showtime would not allow him to go over to BLK Prime and do that. That would have been the biggest money fight of his career, as well as for the most prestige of his career. But he was not allowed to go. That's how it works sometimes. It's not always about the dollar figure. It's always about if it lines up with the business model that they want to do. Gervonta Davis is the highest earner as of current moment over there with Premier Boxing Champions. So any steps that he takes must more than likely definitely line up with their business model, bro. Because if it don't, then he ain't going nowhere. He is their top earner. And so you got to ask yourself these type of questions, man. So, I mean, hopefully it all does come to fruition. I want to see Gervonta Davis go up to 40, whether he gets Devin Haney or not. I mean, I don't mind him staying at 135 if he's going to give us some high ranked fights or high level fights. But the fights that I really, really want to see, if it ain't going to be Shakur Stevenson, then I would prefer him to go to 140. But we got all kind of names like Teo, like Devin, like Josh Taylor, like Jose Ramirez, like Gary Antoine Russell. I mean, these are some real, elite names up there. And Gervonta Davis can go up there and develop a hell of a legacy. And I believe in the kid. The streets believe in the kid. When he talks this way, showing this bravado, showing that he ain't afraid of guys that just because they gone up in weight, and people with these lame excuses out here, oh, he's only just a 35-pounder. Listen to the words that comes out of Gervonta Davis's mouth, and not these pawns out here that just want to try to develop a narrative of protection. Clearly, Gervonta Davis is telling everyone he don't want your protection. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share. Rock the bells, man. We'll see how this all works out in the end, fight fans. The Haneys, man, the thing is, man, if you just do business the right way, maybe things would have lined up for him, bro. All of the sneaky, underhanded stuff and the scheming and the clout chasing and the lying and the paying people to smear, Tank's name 24/7. That's not the way to get things done. And that makes things honestly harder to get things done. So it's on them, champ. To the next video, man. Peace out.